Well, Incoterms has got an interesting history. It was the first rule book created by ICC. So it really goes back to the origins of ICC, actually. We were created after the World War I, the aftermath of World War I, when there was actually no global trading framework at that time. You know, companies were either trading on their own through royal charters or whatever. But in the back end of the war, there was a sort of a grouping of business leaders, one of which came from the UK, the chairman of NatWest Bank, to really kind of set down a framework, create the International Chamber of Commerce. And the first rule book that came out of the ICC was Incoterms. And that was really in an effort to create a stronger rules-based trading system where everybody was on a level playing field, where they could share and use the same terminology across different jurisdictions, legal jurisdictions. And so Incoterms was it's a key part of our history. We're 100 years old, but Incoterms isn't far behind. But ultimately, it's about they set the rules for all buyers and sellers of goods. Yeah. So anyone importing, exporting in whatever country in the world, they are the sort of global benchmark of the terminology used to differentiate who carries risk and cost at any one point of the transactional movement of those goods. So really, really important when obviously you're shipping through rail or shipping cargo, aeroplanes, doesn't matter. Yeah. Incoterms are widely used around the world.
Incoterms are updated every 10 years, and it's quite a sensible thing because actually we all know that things become less and less current. And I think at the moment the Incoterms we're working with doesn't reflect the way we do business necessarily, and I think we're trying to move businesses into accepting that there are maritime Incoterms and multimodal terms, which I think is one of the key points of the new 2020 Incoterms.
So I think that the critical message is, one, check you're using the right terms under the 2020 framework. That comes into force on the 1st of January 2020. We've also learned that the standards in which, the sort of training standards in which companies are accessing is not up to grade, including in the UK. Although we're a leader in the use of Incoterms, we're not using it consistently. So we've really put in place now a national training framework where everybody's within the ICC is now ICC accredited at a certain level. Just like you would pass an exam at university, all our trainers now have to pass a test and exam. And that's really to sort of weed out those who are not training properly and not experienced. But I think the other takeaway from all of this is you need to be experienced. It's a bit like a driving test. You can read the book and you can apply the theory, but that's not actually what you need if you're getting advice as a company. You need to have someone who's actually been on the road for a while, been in the trade environment for a while, to understand the scenarios and the likelihood of what those risks are, and then you'll get much better advice about which Incoterm you should be using.